Respect is essential, whether in our personal or professional relationships. But often, without realizing it, we exhibit behaviors that undermine that respect. In today's video, I'm going to show you 10 attitudes you need to abandon to be respected. If you want to have more impact in your interactions and gain the trust of those around you, this video is for you. Let's get started. Number 1. Speaking in a monotone voice. Did you know that your voice is one of the most powerful tools you have? When you speak in a monotone voice, you not only lose people's attention, but you also make your words lose their impact. A speech without variation is boring and tiring, and it can cause people to tune out even if the content is interesting. Try varying your tone of voice and showing emotions. A good tip is to ask yourself, how would I like to hear this if it were someone else? Small changes in rhythm and intonation can make a big difference. Number 2. Apologizing too much. You know that famous sorry that many people say for everything? It may seem harmless, but when you apologize too much, you start to appear as if you lack confidence in your actions. I'm not saying you shouldn't apologize when it's truly necessary. On the contrary. However, constantly apologizing can give the impression that you're always in debt to the world. A tip? When you need to apologize, think, does this really require an apology, or can I address it another way? Assertiveness generates respect. Number 3. Overloading stories with details. Everyone loves a good story, but there's a fine line between being interesting and being tedious. If you get lost in unnecessary details, people start to disconnect. Have you heard that less is more? Instead of telling the whole story, focus on what really matters, on what will engage the other person. Knowing how to tailor your narrative to your audience is a key skill for being respected. When you respect people's time and interest, they will respect you back. Number 4. Nodding too much. Nodding is a way to show that you are paying attention, right? But if you nod all the time, it seems like you are just automatically agreeing without really processing what's being said. This can make it look like you're on autopilot and not genuinely interested in the conversation. The tip here is, use nodding in moderation and complement it with comments or questions. This will show that you are actively engaged and thinking about what was said. Number 5. Excessive humility. Being humble is important, of course. But there's a difference between being humble and downplaying your own achievements to the point where it seems like you have no value. If you constantly belittle yourself or make jokes at your own expense, people might start to believe you really don't have much to offer. The secret is finding balance. When someone compliments you, say, thank you. It's not about being arrogant, but about recognizing your own worth. People who are confident in their abilities, without being arrogant, naturally attract respect. Number 6. Making everything about you. Conversations are a two-way street. When you always redirect the focus to yourself, people start to feel that you don't really care about what they have to say. This is the opposite of gaining respect. Show genuine interest in what others are talking about. Listening is an underrated but extremely powerful skill. When you pay attention, people feel that their opinions are valued, and that builds respect. Number 7. Swearing too much. A well-placed swear word can emphasize a situation, but when it becomes a habit, you lose sophistication and credibility. Especially in professional settings, excessive swearing can harm your image. Choose your words carefully, showing that you have control over what you say. A varied vocabulary, appropriate to the context, makes people respect you more. Number 8. Promising too much and delivering too little. Reliability is the foundation of respect. When you promise more than you can deliver, people start to question your integrity and commitment. And trust, once broken, is hard to regain. The tip is simple. Promise only what you can deliver, and whenever possible, aim to pleasantly surprise. This way, you build a solid and trustworthy reputation. Number 9. Giving excessive gifts. Gift giving is a great way to show appreciation, but when you overdo it, it can seem insincere or even manipulative. Respect cannot be bought with gifts. It is built through genuine actions and relationships. Focus more on creating meaningful connections and use gifts for special occasions when they truly make sense. Number 10. Disrespecting others' opinions. You may not agree with someone else's opinion, and that's perfectly fine. The problem arises when you disrespect or openly mock those opinions. This creates a barrier between you and others, causing you to lose respect. Learn to listen even when you disagree and show that you value the other person's perspective. This kind of behavior paves the way for constructive dialogues and shows maturity. So, these are the 10 attitudes you need to abandon to be respected. Each one may seem simple, but together, they make a huge difference in how you are perceived. Respect is earned through actions, words, and, most importantly, how you treat others. Are you ready to make these changes? Remember, respect is a two-way street. The more you give, the more you receive. If you like these tips, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more content like this. See you in the next video.